Alright, before I continue, this is the case that we're going to use. I've got a little bit of the grease rubbed in on side this surface too, because those are going to wear or slide on these plates as well. This part comes out, it goes in here, so I was able to take the shifter out after I removed the arm first by sliding it out through the bottom, but it's a lot easier to pull this guy out. It just slips into those little tabs right there on both sides and locks into place, and this groove ends up lined up right there. We'll see that a little bit later. But then I guess I gotta put this thing back in there. I practiced it once before I did it, but it's not too bad. All the plates that we just assembled go towards this side. The case is pretty tight, but I found a spot where it slipped in, and once it slips in, it starts sliding. Just slide those things in. Be careful for that plate right there, because it's thin and very sharp. I'm going to get everything slid until it starts being visible in this hole right here. And I'm just going to start to sort of wiggle it around with the screwdriver here until it's... Alright, so I had to put this thing all back together one time, but I learned something. I found a metric socket that is just about the same size as the pin that slides down in that hole. And if you remember, I had a little bit of trouble lining everything up in there, but I found this socket and kind of put it in there and wiggle it around, and it lines up everything pretty good. And then to put this guy back in here, I'll put a little bit more lube on him. Once I use that socket, then this thing slid in there pretty easily. And then actually there's kind of a trick here. Down at the bottom here, there's a little groove in the case, and then a little groove in each of the shifter arms that you can slide a screwdriver through to line everything up. So that's what I did there. Before I put it in there for good, I put just a little bit of grease on it. See all the wear marks on it. Slide that baby in there. Alright, the next piece to put in is this little plate that I told you that comes off. These are adjustments or stops for it that they're set already as far as I know, so I'm not going to mess with those right now. Got the vice grips on it, just a little bit easier to hold. And the technique I've been trying is, I practiced this a couple times, slide it down into one of the holes, then use another screwdriver, kind of wedge it open until the first part gets in, like that. Then just use those vice grips, kind of slide it around, and I'm almost there. And it snaps into place. Then I've got it in on both sides. So that's how that guy goes back together. Alright, one more piece that needs to go on. This is somewhat like a inspection plate, I guess. I took off one of the first things. It goes under here. It's got these two rectangular tabs on it. Slips in right here. And then also the one on the other side. It's kind of spring loaded a little bit, so I have to push that down in there a little bit. And it pops in there. Just like that. And then covers up the bottom of there for any extra gunk that might want to try to get in there. Alright, almost done. There's this carriage bolt is going to hold the shifter rod in and attach to the rest of the shifter. The only tricky point is this little metal shim right here that it's got a little curved edge to it. That's going to go with the curve back this way and slips in between that little plastic pin down in there, and then the carriage bolt goes through in through the little hole that goes into it, like this. Get in there. A little bit of a tight squeeze in there. Through the back side. And this guy came back out, but that's alright. Back through like that. And you've got this guy here that slips over these pins right here. Like that. And then this nylock bolt nut that goes on top of there. Screws on there like that. And I'm going to tighten that one down. Alright, so basically we're through. There's need to assemble it to the shifter plate. The mounts, I'm sure these are specific to whatever kind of transmission you have. This one is special for a Dagenham 4-speed that was found in the Falcon and also in the Mustang behind the 6 cylinders. Not one of your best transmissions for sure, but the wagon that I own, it's a 63 Falcon wagon. It's an original 4-door 4-speed car, so a little bit unusual. But I can't put this on right now because there's one Allen head here that's countersunk that goes down in here, and then that actually gets covered by the shifter when it's mounted, so it goes on like that. You got the big bolt that goes through here. It's going to mount it on. And then this guy, you kind of have to move this shim to the side, or this cover plate to the side, and get it through on the other side. And that one screws in right there. But that's it. It's a Hurst Competition Plus 4-speed shifter. Please watch the project that I have going for my 63 Falcon at myrideisme.com. It's a community for people who like cars. It's mostly hot rods and custom cars right now, but everybody's welcome. This is the Hurst Competition Plus shifter. Hope that helps somebody and you don't scatter around the internet and not find anything like I did. Thanks.